I often tell my clients that battling witchcraft is truly a battle of wills. So it's our willpower against the willpower of a particular practitioner. And in order for us to set proper energetic boundaries against witchcraft attack, to protect ourselves, our destiny, our futures, and our happiness, our willpower must be the stronger. So we have to have backbone when someone thinks that they can send negative energy to infiltrate our life. And the moment things really shifted for me was when I began to ask myself, how can somebody have more power over my life, my reality, my energy than I do? And I heard my spirit say clear as day, they don't and they cannot. And so I had to start reminding myself and acting like the architect of my own reality, the master of my own emotions, the true alchemist in my own life. And this got me to a point where nobody else's evil eye or spells can overpower my destiny, my blessings, my happiness, right? Hello, beautiful people. It is Oshun Kimmy, mother of mysteries. I am a psychic medium and channeler who reveals the mysteries behind magic, the spirit realm, and the universe right here on this channel. So please be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell for information about witchcraft and the esoteric that you will not find anywhere else, okay? So today we're talking about how to set proper energetic boundaries with witchcraft and sorcery so that nobody's curses, incantations, spells can completely disrail or destroy your life, your mood, your energy, your happiness. So there are a few things that we must know in order to begin to set proper energetic boundaries with witchcraft, evil eye, or negative energy sent our way. And the most important thing that we must know is that once an energy is sent to us, it is in our energy field, which means that we have the power to dictate how that energy affects us. We have the power to dictate what's going to happen with that energy or how we can either banish it or transmute it for our higher good, right? But if we let that energy land in our field without so much as burning some Palo Santo, saying a prayer, talking to your ancestors, or lighting a white candle, taking a spiritual bath, then that energy is going to have power and influence over your energy in your life. And when it comes to setting energetic boundaries with negative energy, we cannot actually set a good, strong, energetic boundary with negative energy if we don't actually know what kind of energy is being sent. So if the energy is landing in our energy field and we are unaware of what energy is being sent, when, why, how, then that energy can sneakily influence our field and our reality, which is essentially the equivalent of having a burglar break into our home without our knowledge of when they came, how they got in, and what they stole. So like the sovereign alchemists we truly are, we must be, for one, in tune with what's happening in our energy field. And two, we must have rituals and routines to properly clear or rewire our own energy fields. And this is a good time to go ahead and drop our affirmations in the comments. And the affirmation is, as a sovereign alchemist, I have power and control over all energies in my energy field. Ashe, 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 ashe. And so since we need to be aware of what's happening in our energy field, we become in tune with our energy fields through things like meditation and energy scans. There are times where I just sit in silence and I scan my energy to actively see what's there, especially if I'm feeling things like anxiety or depression. I'm gonna track and trace that energy. I'm gonna hunt that energy down and demand to know, where is it coming from? Is it my own energy? And what is my next steps for clearing this energy out? We have to practice the energy of assertiveness. And if there is an energy we do not want in our field, we have to be assertive about that. So we can clear and rewire our fields through meditation, through sound bowl healing, through chanting and mantras, through affirmations, of course. And then moving on to the second thing that we need to know about setting energetic boundaries with witchcraft and spiritual attack is that our mind is either going to be our best friend or our worst enemy. Because so much of witchcraft is a plot against the mind. It is a battle for the mental and the emotional state. And so I've talked before about how sorcerers love to cast illusions. And to keep our energy strong against spiritual attack, we must not buy into these illusions, particularly the false idea and illusion that a sorcerer's spells are somehow unbreakable. All spells can be broken, and sometimes all it takes to begin that process of weakening a spell is to know and declare that you will in fact break it, and that you are in fact not powerless against it. I always remind myself that the divine created a solution, remedy, or counterforce for every physical, spiritual, emotional issue or ailment. There is a remedy or solution for everything. And then we must also avoid buying into the illusion that just because a sorcerer knows how to do a particular type of magic that you may not know how to do, that they are somehow more powerful than you, or that their magic is somehow more powerful than your own. And so this takes me to the super important third thing that we need to understand. Most importantly, your own magic will always have more power and influence over your own energy field in your own life, because the energy field is yours to command. It is yours to shape. It's your playing field. So the key is knowing where your magic lies and how your magic works, because where we often fail against sorcery is thinking that we must do whatever the sorcerer is doing to help or protect ourselves. So for instance, a sorcerer is working with dark and malevolent spirits and energies. We think that in order to protect ourselves or be powerful in that situation, we must also know how to work with dead spirits and malevolent entities. And that is not true. I actively remember breaking down, crying to my spirit guides one day about how I did not want to be a baneful witch working my magic in dark and malevolent ways. My spirit said clearly as day, you don't have to. I remember Oshun coming to tell me sweetness is a weapon, joy is a weapon, beauty is a weapon. Those are your weapons, okay? And this is what you have to know for yourself. How to work your own energy within your own elemental domain. That is when everything is going to change for you. Once you begin to know your own magic, who it comes from, what element it's associated with, and how to maximize it to your own benefit, because we don't got to copycat nobody's magic when we know that we have something uniquely our own. So with that being said, if you need a reading to determine where your magic actually lies and how to work it, please feel free to book a one-on-one session with me, which will be performed live over Zoom. And at that session, we will be able to tap in with your spirit guides and your ancestors to illuminate all that we need to know about how to work your own magic. Also, consider this an invitation to join us on the Patreon, because we've had lectures and workshops on so many topics related to magic, how to communicate with spirits, how to set up altars, how to work glamour magic, and so much more. And so links for readings and the Patreon will be available in the pinned comments below. Peace and bliss to all who wish peace and bliss upon me. Ashe.